How's it going, sports fans? Welcome to another episode of Less is More Sports with your host, Les Abbott. In case you missed my last video, I just made some predictions for the upcoming college football season. I hope you like that content, and even if you didn't, you can still comment and let's get a sports debate going. Today's video is talking about the true innovator for the small ball lineup in basketball. We've often seen the small ball lineup be more popular in today's day and age in basketball, but I don't think the true innovator for this gets enough credit. So without further ado, let's get started in the video. Today's basketball is played much differently than it was even 10 years ago. The days of a traditional lineup that featured two big men are almost obsolete. The small ball lineup, or playing 4 perimeter players and 1 big, or even sometimes 5 perimeter players, is completely taking over the game of basketball as we know it. Some of the advantages that the small ball lineup include are the ability to stretch the defense, space the offense to create open shots and passing lanes. It allows you to switch quicker players on offense to match up against slower defenders. On defense, it creates a more balanced on-ball defensive lineup, which more players have the lateral quickness to stay in front of their defenders. Lastly, it allows a team to play at a much faster pace and establish high pressure on defense and allowing the offense to run and gain points in transition. Many people attribute the Golden State Warriors head coach Steve Kerr as the main innovator for the small ball lineup. Kerr has had much success with the small ball lineup. The Warriors have been to 4 straight NBA titles, have won 3 of them, and 2 of them are coming consecutively. They are the modern dynasty of the NBA and look to be set for the upcoming season, in preparation to winning their 3rd consecutive championship, and are also among the conversations of the greatest teams in NBA history. However, Kerr is not the real innovator for the small ball lineup. The real innovator started this trend about a decade earlier, or actually in reality about 20 to 30 years earlier, and is just now reaping the benefits from this transition. The individual that I am talking about is none other than Villanova men's basketball coach Jay Wright. Wright began his coaching career at Hofstra University in 1994, where he would go 72-22 in his tenure before becoming the head coach of Villanova in 2001, where he would remain to this day. While at Villanova, Wright has a 72% win percentage, has made the NCAA tournament 13 times, 3 Final Fours, and won a national championship in 2016 and most recently in 2018. You know, what does Wright have to do with the small ball lineup, you might ask? Well, Jay Wright first inserted the small ball lineup in the 1994-95 season. Hofstra would later go on to make an NIT appearance for the first time in a while. And in 1998, and in 2 of the Pride's 4 NCAA appearances in 1999 and 2000 would also come in the Jay Wright era. NBA players like Speedy Claxton and Norm Richards played for Wright during his Hofstra tenure. And what does any of this have to do with the small ball lineup itself? Well, his tallest player in each of his seasons stood at about 6'7", not really a giant by any stretch of the imagination. Now, let's fast forward to becoming the head coach of Villanova. Well, let's fast forward even more specifically coming to the 2013 to 2014 season where the small ball lineup has really started to transition into basketball. In that season, the Wildcats went 29-5 during the regular season, including 6-2 in the Big East Conference. From that season to current, the Wildcats have went 165-21 at an outstanding 89% win percentage. They have 5 Big East regular season championships, along with 4 more Big East tournament championships. As mentioned earlier, they have won 2 national championships in this tenure as well. This past season was a special one. The Wildcats had a 36-4 record, produced Player of the Year Jalen Brunson, was the first team since the 2009 North Carolina Tar Heels to win every single NCAA tournament game by 10 or more, led college basketball with 86.6 points per game, averaged a college basketball record with 1.21 points per possession, held their opponents to about 31.7% shooting the 3, and held them to 42.8% total field goal percentage. Now, could you really make a total Nike pun here and say that it goes to show that sometimes a little perseverance can lead to some great success, but really, given today's current events, they don't have a lot to do with my video, but I will have to say, though, but it goes to show that even sometimes a little perseverance can lead to great success, as I just said, because Jay Wright had this idea going about 20, 30 years later. Now you fast forward to where his innovation is actually taking place among basketball itself, and While now that basketball has transitioned to play his style of game, what better coach to have success than the guy who's been doing it all along? That's all the time I have for today, guys, and girls. But I hope you really liked this video. If you didn't, please comment on the section below. And if you did like it, tell me what you liked about it. And I'd love to get more sports debates going. But that's all the time I have for today. So until next time, this is your host, Les Abbott, and everyone have a great day.